This episode of My Conversation is sponsored by Forever Adored Specialty Beauty Services in Clovis.
And welcome back to more of My Conversation. Right now, it's time to get real. Seriously, let's talk about things for a little bit. We got Erin Calahan here. She's a marriage family therapist. We could all use a little bit of therapy, whether we're married or not, right?
Yeah, definitely.
She's from Family Therapy Solutions. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks you so much, Jason.
Hey, you're welcome. All right, Erin, so tell us a little bit about yourself and exactly what you do.
Well, I started my business, Family Therapy Solutions, a long time ago. Well, I guess about 4 years ago, really. But it feels like forever because we were part of a military family and we were constantly moving from state to state, which meant my licensure wasn't reciprocated. I had to keep getting relicensed and rebuilding clientele. So I've had kind of this journey coming all the way back to Clovis, California, which is where I was born and raised.
Right.
And fortunately, though, I have licensure still in Nevada and in Texas.
Wow.
And in California, so I can still see clients from other states as well.
That's kind of a big deal.
teletherapy.
Whenever you switch different states, you got to take another test.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's a big deal. It's a lot of starting over and looking like the new kid on the block again, you know.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
It can be kind of difficult.
The nice thing about that, if people want to call in and talk to you, they can talk to you from other states because you're licensed in those areas.
Yeah, right. Teletherapy is a really booming business right now. Sometimes people are just too busy to make it down to the office once a week or whatever. Sometimes they're traveling a lot. One thing I'd really like to get into is being able to help people in other countries, say like deployed soldiers or things like that, where they can actually conference call in with their families.
Wow.
And we can do family counseling no matter where they are. So no longer having the issue of being deployed for a year or losing communication with your families. Now
That's got to be tough
more
alone, just being away from the family for so long.
Oh yeah, it's a really hard career field, and so that's why I got into this knowing that I wanted to specialize in military and first responders families. So that is kind of my niche.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So do you put them on like the Skype and stuff, or how does that work? Do you have just certain buttons that kind of communicate to each other, and you're in the middle of it all?
Yeah, a lot of times people care more about their accessibility than confidentiality. Okay. So there are programs like DoxyMe that are HIPAA compliant and they can't be intercepted. And then there's other programs where, like, say a client is on the go and they just want to use FaceTime. As long as we sign a consent form and we go over the risks and benefits to that, that's totally fine. So we can use something more convenient like Skype or like FaceTime. Or if, like I said, they're really worried about confidentiality issues and the issues are very sensitive, then we would go something like DoxyMe where it can't be hacked into.
So there's a few different ways people can get a hold of you, right? Of course, going into your office, which is where?
Yeah, my office is at 352 Pulaski, so it's right in the heart of Old Town Clovis. I mean, it's really awesome to be right there in the middle of everything
like
I grew up
right there.
Yeah, it really does. And actually there are quite a few therapists in that area, so it kind of feels like a really good community to be a part of, that we're all helping people and giving back to Clovis right in there.
And if people want to call you, the phone number?
Yeah, if they want to call, our phone number is 559-825-1098. So they can get a hold of me that way. And I do free 15-minute consultations as well.
Right.
So if people aren't really sure if they're ready for this or what the next step may be, then they can always feel free to give me a call and just kind of feel it out. It's important also to shop for your therapist. You can't just walk into any place and expect a miracle worker or, if only I had that magic wand to fix everybody's problems, I'd be a millionaire, right? But so people have to find someone that they jive with, that they feel comfortable with. I mean, you're sharing very intimate details about your life. So you have to find that right match. And so that's really, in essence, what the consultation is for, is to give clients that opportunity to say, okay, I like how you phrase things, or this feels like a good match for me.
You got to make sure that they feel comfortable with you so they can be willing to share.
Yeah, exactly. And therapy, for a lot of people, they do worry about the expense of it. And nowadays therapists are kind of leaning towards less and less using insurance to back that up. And that's just kind of the whole healthcare change and everything going on in society. But it's worth it. It really is, because if you're talking about something, maybe you've had a marital issue that's been going on for years, you're spending money to change your life. Right. It's not just a quick fix or something like that, but you're really investing in changing your life forever.
But say now, if somebody, say if they're out of a marriage, it didn't work out, they can get a hold of you too, and of course you're going to counsel them about that.
Yeah, definitely. I see individuals, couples, families, children even, all going through all sorts of different life phases. I see a lot of anxiety, depression, like I said, kind of phase of life problems. So it might just be they moved, or they started a new career, or they have some existential, I don't know where I am in life kind of
or
issue.
Or they're thinking about getting married, you can either talk them into it, or maybe say, hey, look, I'm kind of looking at the situation, give them a little tips on what to do.
Sure, there's a lot to be said about premarital counseling, and a lot to be said also about not waiting till you need counseling to come in. Like get that tune-up, see where you guys stand and how you communicate, and maybe attack it before there's really an issue there.
I think about marriage family therapy, about couples kind of sitting down with you, but I'm sure you deal with them one-on-one as well. Do you get a lot out of that as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if couples come in, I may have them, they might be talking over one another, or there might be some animosity there. So even if that's the case, a lot of times I like to have them split up for part of the session, and that way they don't have to walk on eggshells around each other. Just get real, just talk the way you want to talk and say what you want to say, and that way I actually have a good grasp of what the issue is without that lightness.
You sound very approachable. I can just tell by being around you for the few minutes we've had. And also, I think it's great. The first responders in the military, that's your specialty. But any type of marriage family therapy you got going on, I'm sure you want to share with the viewers one more time how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, so our office is in Old Town Clovis at 852 Pulaski. And also you can find me on Facebook under Erin Calahan. And I just recently started a podcast at Shrink This. So you can find links to that on Facebook and on Twitter at shrink_this.
Oh, what a great idea. As a matter of fact, you said if somebody wants to call you too for a free consultation, if they're not quite sure about it, go ahead and do that.
Give me a call at 559-825-1098.
All right, Erin Calahan, Family Therapy Solutions. Thanks for stopping by my conversation today. Learning a lot and getting deep. We'll do more right after this. Stick around and more of My Conversation.
This episode of My Conversation is sponsored by Forever Adored Specialty Beauty Services in Clovis.